So you need a plan, a system to make your Roblox game successful. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly the best formulas for making your game a success. So let's go. The first formula is to have a very strong game concept. You need to have a captivating game idea that is not only something that players would like, a specific group of players, but also one that is unique in its own way and has a great USP or unique selling point. A great example would be Pet Simulator X. Now, Pet Simulator X, at least the first version of Pet Simulator, was a very unique game in having pets. Roblox games did not have really the same type of pet systems before Pet Simulator, and they really engineered a brand new way for Roblox games to work, and now every game has tried to add that type of system because it was so good. You want your USP to be so good that people are going to want to copy it. Of course, we don't want that happening, but that just shows you how good it is, right? Formula 2 is to have engaging gameplay and mechanics in your game. You need to have systems in your game that are designed to make players engaged. You need to have things that are incredibly satisfying to use and incredibly fun to use. The better systems that you have and the more focus you put on making them good, the better your game will be. I recommend looking at some of your favorite games that are similar to the game that you're trying to make and look at the types of gameplay mechanics they have and how they made them engaging, and fuse your own ideas together with those and find some amazing ideas for gameplay mechanics, and maybe even add your own. That could be your USP, to have a really unique system for something in your game. All right, Formula 3, your monetization strategy. You need a monetization strategy to go ahead and make a successful game. Now, a lot of people really don't like monetizing their game because they feel like they're making it a cash grab. Well, the issue is, to make a lasting game, you really do need to monetize it, because you need to fund the development. You need to be able to spend more on ads. You need to be able to pay developers. You need to be able to pay YouTubers to play the game. So it's crucial that you have a great monetization plan so that you can continue to have your game grow and not have it die. You need to make sure that you're using all of the monetization techniques at your fingertips, such as game passes, soft currency, which is like your coins, hard currency, even, which some games have, such as gems, which can only be bought typically, or it is much harder to get, and also cosmetic items or temporary boosts, which would also be sold as a developer product. All right, the next formula you need is to have consistent updates and improvements to your game. Now, you need to make updates that are very carefully crafted to satisfy your players and keep them interested in your game. Now, there needs to be a balance to this though. You don't want to do too many updates and you don't want to do too little of updates. And you also want to make sure that the updates you're doing are of interest to players. So make sure to ask players what types of updates they want, and also make sure to gauge how much each update impacts your visits, retention, and other metrics to make sure that it is a good update that players are responding well to. And I recommend having a feedback UI inside your game to go ahead and start getting direct feedback from players much more frequently inside your game. I recommend planning out all of your updates weeks to months in advance, maybe even before your game releases, to have the best possible plan to go ahead and make sure your updates are good, and also the most amount of time to adjust to what players show that they like about your game. So you want to make sure that you can release your game, then you're gonna have things that you're gonna discover about your player base, and you're gonna need to be able to edit your plans and cater to that with the new updates. Pet Simulator X is, again, another great example of something in this video. They update the game all the time, and each update they add different pets, different things, and I'm sure that Preston makes a lot off of the new pets and new maps that he adds. He has an update framework that he clearly uses each time, which is a new map, new pets, and new requirements, and maybe even new mechanics to make sure that it isn't repetitive each time that he updates. What makes it genius is because of how long this strategy lasts. Even though it might seem a little repetitive, there are still some very good updates that come out simply because of the fact that he tries to make each one unique and rather addicting for players to come back and try to progress to get the new pets and things and areas inside the game. They don't want to fall behind, so they keep coming back for the updates. All right, Formula 5, another formula, which is community management and marketing. So you need to make sure that you build and manage a community that is very strong about your game. Now, the reason why this is important is because you could have the worst game in the world, but if you have a strong community around your game, the players are going to be way more dedicated and way more engaged in your game. You also need good marketing to make sure that new players are finding your game, and so that you can continue to get the interest of older players and not lose them and make them forget about your game. Some of the best looks at communities are actually different roleplay groups. Now, army groups on Roblox, they actually have really strong communities. They will come back to the game over and over to do trainings and different things, and the games really aren't that advanced, and they also don't update that much, but they do have a very strong community because of the roleplay aspect and how tightly knit the community is and how dedicated they are to playing together and enjoying their time as a community. The community basically holds the entire group together and keeps them maintaining players, which is absolutely insane. And there are some key factors that go into this that you can go ahead and inspire from for your game. One thing, making sure you have a great Discord server. You need to have it so that people can chat. Secondly, you need to make sure that people who are in the group have benefits such as different roles and different items and maybe even special areas they can get for joining your group. And next, you need to make sure to have community events, and if you can get people inside the community to become organizers of these events, it's gonna be much easier to have frequent events, and they're also going to be more tailored to your players because it's coming directly from a community member. And you also won't have to pay extra to have a dedicated member of your community to host these events. Furthermore, make sure to grow your social media channels and always provide new codes and sneak peeks and make them feel special for following those social media channels. Then share the word about what they're missing out if they aren't following inside your game, and try to really foster that FOMO to keep people following and not wanting to miss out. Now, accessing a community that already exists is possible through contacting YouTubers through their email and actually asking them in a very formal and well-written email to go ahead and play their game, but you need to offer them something such as a pet or maybe even payment for playing your game, because otherwise it's unlikely they'll do it. You need to provide them some value. But yeah, I want to see how you guys use these in your game, so make sure to comment below and let me know what pillars, what formulas you're gonna apply and exactly how you plan to improve your success formulas in your game. But now, I know a lot of you guys might not actually know exactly how to grow your game or exactly how to even make a game in the first place, but I have a solution for you. I have a new course called Scripting Secrets, which is actually the best place to learn scripting and to start learning how to grow a successful game, because we're going to go down the rabbit hole of exactly how to do that in the most in-depth way ever put into one place. So yeah, I hope you check that out, but I don't want to promote this in your face like a lot of other people would. So yeah, click the video on screen now to go ahead and learn about AI and how you can use it to make your game faster. See you there. Thanks for watching.